of our other chats, and we have Zeki. Brian, can I get a salute to my man? Me and my girl love watching your show. This episode is incredible when those two girls sharing a brain cell in the corner aren't rambling about libraries ruining humanity. Big labia matter based. Okay, thank you.
I heard about your nonprofit. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't mention it today's show, but I do have a nonprofit, BLM, Big Labia Matter. We're getting started. But
I've always felt like I was pretty open-minded about the size of the labia, and I thought that was cool to know that you're on the same page as me.
I'm a fan, which is why I was taken aback when you mentioned the Venus flytrap. I didn't know if that was, but the way you described it, it was much more than just a large situation.
I haven't really heard a lot of girls admit to it, but I've heard that the labiaplasty surgery is pretty popular, which I find kind of disturbing.
There's like 10,000 a year in the U.S. that people get labiaplasty. I'm very much against it.
I mean,
ladies,
there are some ugly ones out there, I guess, but
no,
it just seems like
they're all great.
It just seems like a strange thing to.
But do you think that's happening because there's so much porn out there, so women are constantly comparing themselves?
Yeah, no, I mean probably.
One of the arguments is that and I think that's changing because if you look, there's definitely certain adult actresses that have large labia, but in the past, typically in print, I think back in the 90s, I think there was definitely talk of airbrushing, or they would select women specifically who who had innies, let's say.
I love my wife's labia.
Because I think if we live in a society if we live in a society that's heavy objectification on women's body parts, it's understandable why some women feel so insecure about their body parts. And that goes back to the kind of our whole position on sex is just for two people in a forever, lifelong commitment. Because then you're not comparing. You're not constantly comparing your body to somebody else's body.
Well, we're all artwork. We're all God's creation. Just because I didn't find my soulmate yet doesn't mean I'm not his piece of art or creation or anything less than that.
He's probably watching right now.
He is. That's why the power is in the palm of my hand.
You are God's work of art.
I know. Believe me, I don't need you to tell me that.
But
I get it.
That's part of why. Because
we're on the same side. It's just it's not my fault that you got to meet your husband before I did.
I don't think anyone's saying it's anyone's fault. I think we're saying there comes a degree of
you are judging my life because I didn't meet my husband as early as you met your wife.
I don't think that's what Ruslan
It is. It's just a conversation.
All right.
And we actually have the same core values.
We have Flan Life here. Ayo, Raspy. Oh, hold on. Let me pull it up. Ayo, Raspy. I still don't understand the ratio. Please explain. Oh, and I remember my first beer. Chill on the alcohol.
Flan Life is funny.
Do you have a response to Flan Life?
If you don't understand ratios, I literally can't help you. You learn ratios in 4th grade.
I don't know, man. That sounds like a lot of work.
It sounds like a lot of math. Oh, did you get through elementary school? You can't even pass through middle school without knowing what a ratio is.
Didn't you fuckers learn anything at college?
Okay. We have Bender the Offender to the blondie in the back right. Your body count. Oh, this one already came through.
I don't actually
apologize.
have a body count.
In the back right.
Thank you.
Your body count is higher than the amount of brain cells you have, and you sound like a
I don't smoke at all, though. This thing. I don't vape.
Mean.
I don't vape. I don't smoke.
No.
A lot of guys think it's a very sexy, raspy voice, so I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
Some guys are into the raspy voice. All right, we have Lila should cover up. Donated 100 to the blondie. Oh wait, what? Wait, what? Hold on. I don't know why. One sec. The Christian wears a bunch of makeup, and I can tell what her boobs look like in that shirt. She's only a few degrees separated from Lena's fashion sense. Cover up woman.
Is she talking to
How much more does she need to cover up? Because you can see her elbows.
She doesn't even have any cleavage, and she's pregnant, so she probably has a lot if she wanted to.
I am pregnant.
Oh, really?
Congratulations.
Was I not supposed to say that?
That's amazing.
No, it's okay.
Wow, that's amazing.
Congrats.
Yeah. That was just completely
But I appreciate the feedback.
For.
Lila should cover up.
I mean, you couldn't cover up more, though.
You're dressed pretty modestly.
That was fucking dumb.
All right, well, don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. We have Mount Whateverest Adam 22 out of 100 and his quote unquote wife are absolutely having a threesome with Smoker Voice in the Blue tonight. Confirm or deny, is this the case?
I don't want to close the door on anything. You never know. Yeah.
This is the first time we met, so.
Never say never. Okay.
I would be on your podcast if you wanted me to.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Our podcast is a porn podcast, so we always have sex at the end of it.
So, okay. So we
only plug talk.
We've never talked about it.
Are you guys, is this something I can arrange?
It's never been suggested before.
We might pass her to the team and let them have a
suggested.
review. But no, it's kind of funny you say that because I actually was telling her the other day that I think I want to try out this fetish where she actually like whispers to me in an RFK Jr. voice while we're sleeping together. And I feel like that might actually help me to achieve
ask me about that,
erections.
so.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
So you might be able to pull it off even easier than her. So. Wow.
TBD.
All right, we have him, Duncan. Hey, thank you, man. The girl talking about a ratio. Average dudes would F anything. It ain't no flex. Adam, would you really have done a threesome with Tate? Also, Brian is Natch coming on in the future. Not sure about... I still need to look into this Natch guy. I'll check it out. Adam, would you do a threesome with Andrew Tate?
Well, for the sheer virality of it, if he was willing to participate in a pornographic movie and allow us to release it, I don't know how we would turn that down.
Sorry.
If we could get the model release form, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but generally speaking, us going outside of our relationship is pretty much reserved just for, adult performers, since it is like a content thing. But if Andrew wanted to enter the game with us,
Adam,
I could be open to that.
Where do you draw the line with this stuff? Like, honestly, it seems like you've opened Pandora's box, and I mean, I know you're joking, kind of trolling about this stuff, but are you guys talking like penetration and you? Like, where is this going?
No.
I've only slept with one other guy besides him, and it was like 2 months ago. It's not like.
But you guys are like very open-minded about all this stuff.
But we haven't even planned the next thing. Like,
okay, but you want to do it with another dude in the thing.
That is something that we both
doing
want
your
to
first in porn is like a big thing. It's like a
and I just think it's hot. Like realistically, yeah.
You think it's hot?
We did it actually once in our personal life.
With another dude
when we first met. Yeah,
it was like really fun.
First couple weeks or whatever, we were at a party and we ended up hooking up with my friend. My friend ended up getting it with me.
That doesn't feel slightly.
Well, once I started dating her and we fell in love, it was kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe I let my friend fuck you that one night. But
while other people were watching us.
Yeah, but then once we really kind of accepted our love, it was not a big deal.
But yeah, like he was always turned on when we'd talk about it. So I was like, okay, clearly you're having like a physical response to this. So like,
I just grew up running trains on chicks with my friends, and then it kind of became weird to like end up in a relationship with a girl that I essentially kind of did that with in the early days.
It was a threesome.
Yeah, it was a threesome. But still, it's like you kind of like, even if you like doing that, if you can get down with running a train, which like a huge percentage of dudes that I know at some point when they were younger, they did that. But then like, you just don't wife up a girl like that, right? Well, I'm proving that you can and you should.
What? You guys have a daughter? Is that right? So I've got 2 sons. I hope we have a daughter. We'll see what God does, but I'll see. But what do you think for your daughter? Like, would you want your daughter to go down the path you've gone down with porn?
No.
Why is that?
Because I feel like she should choose whatever career or pursuit she wants to pursue. If she found herself as an adult one day having explored a variety of different options and that was what she ultimately wanted to do, it wouldn't really be my choice at that point. But for sure, I would rather her pursue, art or music or
But
business.
like a lot of daughters like admire their mothers and want to be like their mothers. So let's say she's 17, about to turn 18, and she's like, I want to be like my mom. Like, she's successful. My dad seems to really love her and, is committed to her. I want to do porn. How would that make you feel?
I mean, I would want her to do it in the safest way possible, and I would want to make sure that I could help her if she needed that help. But I'd like Adam, like I would rather her do something else. Like when I got into porn, I had already had a degree, I'd had multiple different jobs, and I was super broke, and this wasn't my first choice, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take photos and then I'll have the freedom to do whatever else I want with my life. And that is how it started. And then we started dating, and we were already like making porn in our personal life. Like we'd fuck and then we'd film it, and it was kind of just like,
but
why not?
If there's nothing wrong with porn, why would you want her to do other things first? Why would you have any issue at all with her going into it?
I just think that it's kind of limiting for the future of your life afterwards. Like we don't really have any doubt about the fact that her degree would be kind of useless to her at this point in terms of getting into another career. You see girls dealing with that all the time. I just don't think that it's like necessarily a good thing for a girl to get into because she's 18 and she doesn't feel like getting a job. Like, it just is not, like, the reason why me and her got into it is legitimately because, well, especially in her case, and she had a super normal, regular job, and she just wanted to achieve some degree of financial freedom and to be able to do what she wanted with her time. And, I got into it not really necessarily having to do it, but just because I wanted to, make content with her and we enjoy it,
But like, porn aside, if my daughter was like, wanted to explore her sexuality, like, I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, I don't think that's unethical.
But you guys just both acknowledge you wouldn't want your daughter to do that.
It wouldn't be my ideal
choice,
thing.
So isn't that a bit inconsistent, though, to create something that you wouldn't want your offspring? Like, we want our kids to be better than us, so why would you want them to do that? Like, if they're aspiring for you to.
I feel like what I'm doing allows my daughter to have a better life. Like, we're going to be able to like put her through private school because I have the life that I have now. Like, I wouldn't have been able to give her that without that.
My dad was a social worker, and for sure he wanted me to be something bigger and better than a social worker. It's like, you always want your kid to do better than you would want to do. I would love if my daughter was, some famed, artist or something. That would be amazing. Do I necessarily think that that's in the cards? I mean, that's kind of a roll of the dice. You never know what your kid's going to get.
How much is enough? Like, financially, like, at what point does it just like you I feel like you guys intrinsically know this isn't helpful.
No, I think it's as long as you're having fun. Like, whenever we go and
is there a dollar
in a day,
amount?
it's like,
no, it's not a dollar
it's
amount.
basically just like, it's fun. Like, I look at my calendar and we're hooking up with a couple of chicks that day, and I'm like, oh wow, what a great Wednesday. It's like very profitable and
if it didn't
fun.
feel good anymore, like there are times.
I mean, meth feels good.
Like, sometimes we have more sex on camera than we do off camera, and those weeks I don't feel like as connected to him. I'm like, wow, we've just been working so much. Like, I don't feel like we've been fostering our relationship. And in those weeks, if like we didn't take that break and that pause and talk about it and reconnect, then I could see myself being like, I don't want to do this anymore because it's interfering with our relationship.
And meth does feel good, but the downside of meth is much worse.
Do you think there's any
having actually done it, it's not that great. Whereas the downside of having, a threesome with some girl on camera is that at the end of the money, you get a bunch of money in the mail. So to me,
in the interim, very different. You guys don't know potential consequences down the road.
I mean, we've been doing it for a long time, and I wouldn't really say that we've encountered many negative consequences from it. Just a bunch of fun and cash.
Hold on, I do have to move on from this. All right, no, it's fine.